You are coming towards the end of your undergraduate degree and you are wondering what you want to do next. People consider postgraduate degrees for different reasons, whether it's to kickstart a career in academia or to enhance their qualifications for another line of work. This video is for those who want to consider postgraduate school in either the USA or Canada and why it's an option to consider. Let's go. So why not America? There are many reasons why people would consider America or Canada for graduate school. Sometimes it's the change of scenery that is seen as appealing, with movies showing this image of university that people like. Other times it can be that they want to do a particular set of courses or specialize in an area where the relevant academics are abroad. Unlike the UK and other international study destinations, you may also find that if you are a member of a graduate school within the US or Canada, there are more funding opportunities, which we will discuss in more depth, so keep on watching. Another advantage is, say that you are applying a full PhD. You may find that you can pick up a master's degree qualification along the way just by taking particular modules within the department. However, there is a flip side. On average, a master's is a year in the UK full-time and a PhD will take 3 to 4 years, whereas most people find graduate school in the US and Canada with a minimum of 5 years for a PhD, in most cases 6. So this is something that you should consider. One of the courses for this is before you can start your research project, each school will have a set of core classes that you want to take so you can get accepted. For the research project, so if you want to specialize on your project straight away, then this can be seen as an issue. On top of this, some schools want you to do a high level of teaching, which isn't usually the case in the UK or Europe. So when considering graduate school, you should remember to take this into account. The application process. You've now decided to apply. This is great. For most schools, they usually require the following information: your transcript. You have to have a transcript for every institute that you have attended, and this can be requested from your university. Your test scores for entrance exams. This we'll discuss in more details later, so don't click off. Your CV. This is useful if you have previous experience in research. Statement of academic purpose. One of the more important parts of your application. You will be doing a research program. You need to have solid reasons as to why you should be given the place. Writing sample. Depending on the department that you are applying to, you will need to submit this. The best thing to do is check each school's website and look at their particular requirements. A letter of recommendation. This is usually 3 letters explaining your suitability for the program. This is a similar process for Canada and the US. The only difference is that some schools in Canada require you to have a master's qualification, unlike the USA, which is most cases accept a bachelor's degree. You can find this on the respective school's website. The good thing about the graduate school application system is because it's not one centralized system like in the UCAS. For the UK, for example, you could, in theory, apply to as many schools as you want. However, you have to be careful about this for 3 reasons. 1, although it doesn't look like many tasks to complete, each application will require a different statement of academic purpose, as each program will be slightly different. For example, you wouldn't send out the same personal statement to 10 different job companies, would you? This means that it can be quite time consuming to tailor each application to the best standard. Number 2, each school has its own application fee. This would range from $100 to $150, where some schools can either be slightly less or slightly more. Therefore, it can become quite expensive to apply to graduate school, so apply carefully. 3, each school usually wants 3 letters of recommendation. This means that your referees will need to submit each letter to each respective school. Although they will know the position you are in, they wouldn't be too happy to send it off to 20 different schools. Let's discuss the letters of recommendation a bit more. Whilst it's good to have someone to say how brilliant you were as president of the chess society in your school, you should ideally pick someone that knows you and knows your work as a researcher. This can range from your course advisor right to your undergraduate dissertation supervisor. Also, make sure you pick people that can put you in the best light, as this can be seen as a very important part of the application. If you value the content of this channel, kindly comment and also share it with your friends. So what are these entrance exams? Like the SATs are for undergraduate studies within North America. In terms of graduate school, you are usually asked to sit for the graduate record exam, your GRE. There are two versions, the general test and the subject test. The GRE general test, this is the version which most students will use and most schools will want you to take. This consists of 3 sections, the verbal reasoning, the quantitative reasoning, and the analytical writing. Each section contributes equally to your total score. The average score for quantitative reasoning, verbal reasoning, and analytical writing is 150 out of 170, 153 out of 170, and 4 out of 6 respectively. You'll be given a score in each section depending on how you do in respect to every other candidate on that day. The good thing is that if you don't do well on the day, you are able to retake the exam. However, be careful, as some schools would ask to see your initial score. GRE subject test. For particular subjects like chemistry, physics, you will see that they want you to take the GRE subject exam. This is to test more specialized knowledge that you have covered in your undergraduate degree. In regards to scoring, you will be given a standardized mark, which is a total of 990. As there are fewer subjects that require this exam, there are less sittings that you can take. As a result, you have less flexibility to retake these exams. On each respective school's website, they will explain how they use these scores. So check your websites. Because you can apply to a university after you have your results, this will allow you to make a wiser decision. Application fees and general financial worries. One factor that can deter people, as mentioned earlier, in respect to applying is the cost. Each school has an admin fee of around 100 to 150 for an application you make. You then have to take the GRE for most schools, which will cost you around $220 to $240 for the general exam and subject exams each. Within your GRE entitlement, you can send your score to 4 schools. If you want to send it to more than 4 schools, it will cost you an additional $35 per school for each exam. Overall, you can see that it could prove to be quite expensive in terms of applying. However, some people have argued that if you get an offer, it can be seen as a wise investment. Fees can be quite expensive in the US and Canada in comparison to UK and other European countries, some going up to $35,000 per year or more. What makes the US and Canada appealing though are the funding opportunities. For a lot of bigger schools and some of the smaller schools, you will find that they will exempt you from tuition fees if you are applying to do a PhD. In exchange, they will want you to do some undergraduate teaching in most cases. For this part, the best thing to do is look at each school's website. In addition, a lot of schools will also give you a stipend that will allow you to pay for your accommodation and live comfortably. While there was a cut in graduate funding, there are still a lot of scholarships that are available to international students from both the university and bigger funding organizations. An example is the Fulbright Commission. They have been known to help Nigerian students with studying in the US scholarships. There are also the Hubert Humphrey Fellowship Program. You can find a list of this in the description below. As with finding funding for Nigerian postgraduate study, make sure you get your research done well in advance, as there will be a lot of opportunities that you can take advantage of. You just need to be fast. So when is the deadline? This probably deserves its own video. Unlike the UK and Europe, where deadlines are a bit more flexible, the US are extremely tight and most schools want applications in from the beginning of December. This means that if you want to apply, consider all the different factors that we've discussed in this video. You have to do your planning for quite a few months. So after you've watched this video, you are probably thinking that it's a lot of information to take into account. But with every application, you make a lot of good planning, can make the process much easier for both you and everyone else involved in the process. For general league tables ranking the best universities in North America, the US News website has a detailed league table that also looks at specific disciplines, link in description below. You will know that it was worth all the effort when you get the email saying that you have been accepted into graduate school. Thank you for watching to the end. Please like and subscribe. It helps this channel grow. I wish you all the best of luck as you prepare to study in America or Canada. All the best. Bye bye.